Welcome to African Tales HQ.
Long ago, in a small African village surrounded by tall trees and rivers that sparkle like diamonds, there lived a man named Okonkwo. He was a proud and stern farmer, known for his booming voice and strong hands that worked the fields. Okonkwo had a wife named Nne and a daughter called Oma. Oma was a kind and beautiful girl, but she struggled in ways her father could not understand. Okonkwo wanted Oma to excel in school and make him proud, but no matter how hard she tried, Oma often failed her exams and forgot things quickly. One day, when her teacher sent a note home about her poor performance, Okonkwo's anger boiled over. "You will never amount to anything, Oma," he thundered. His words, like arrows, pierced her young heart. Oma ran to her room, tears streaming down her face. She tried harder to please her father, but it seemed the harder she tried, the worse things became. Her clumsiness made her break dishes. She forgot to run errands, and when villagers gossiped about her mistakes, Okonkwo's shame grew. One day, he disowned her. "Leave my house, you are no longer my daughter," he said. Okonkwo blamed Nne for Oma's faults. "It's because of your soft ways that she's useless," he accused. With nowhere to go, Oma wandered the village until a kind Christian couple, Mr. and Mrs. Olu, found her crying by the river. "What happened, child?" Mrs. Olu asked gently. When Oma told them her story, they hugged her tightly. "Come with us," Mr. Olu said. "You are not alone." The Olus became her new family. They noticed that Oma had trouble learning and remembering things. Instead of scolding her, they took her to a special school where teachers patiently worked with her. Over time, Oma's confidence grew. She discovered she wasn't stupid. She simply learned differently. Years passed and Oma blossomed into a bright, determined young woman. She worked harder than anyone else, eventually earning a scholarship to study medicine. At her graduation, she was named the best student in her class. She wore her white coat with pride and whispered a prayer of thanks to God and the Olus who had believed in her. Meanwhile, Okonkwo grew older and weaker. His once strong body was now frail, and he fell terribly ill. The village doctor said he needed surgery immediately. He was rushed to the city's biggest hospital. Okonkwo lay on the hospital bed, his body filled with excruciating pain. "Have I lived my life well?" he whispered to himself, feeling a sense of regret. But he pushed the thought away, thinking it was too late. Oma, now Dr. Oma Olu, was the head of surgery at the hospital. When she saw her next patient's file, her heart stopped. The name on the file was Okonkwo. Her hands trembled as she stared at the name. Could it be her father? She decided to find out. Oma quietly investigated and confirmed that the frail man in the hospital bed was indeed her father. Memories of his harsh words and rejection flooded her mind. Anger and pain bubbled up. "Why should I help the man who threw me away like garbage?" she thought. She told the hospital administration she couldn't perform the surgery. Another surgeon was assigned to the case, but the operation was postponed due to a scheduling conflict. On the day of the surgery, Oma decided to meet the man who had caused her so much pain. Dressed in her doctor's coat, she entered the room. Okonkwo's eyes widened as he saw her. "Oma," he whispered, his voice trembling. He could barely recognize the confident woman standing before him. "Yes, it's me," Oma said, her voice cold. "Do you remember the daughter you disowned? The one you said will never amount to anything?" Tears filled Okonkwo's eyes. "Oma, I'm so sorry. I was a foolish man. I let my pride destroy our family. Oma's heart ached, but the pain of our past was too deep. Your words cost me, Papa, but God's mercy and the kindness of strangers saved me. She turned to leave, but Okonkwo called out, "Please, Oma," he begged. "I need your forgiveness more than I need this surgery. I cannot leave this world knowing my daughter hates me." "You disown me, Papa," Oma said. "I am not your daughter." Then she walked away. Oma spent the night in prayer, asking God for strength. She remembered her mother, Nne, who had always prayed for her and spoken blessings over her life, despite everything. Oma knew that holding onto anger was like carrying a heavy stone that weighed her down. On the day of the surgery, a doctor was assigned to carry out the operation. The operation was intense and took hours. After the operation, the doctor took off her mask. Behold, it was Oma. Okonkwo looked at her with tears in his eyes and said, "Thank you for giving me a chance." "I forgive you, Papa," she said, tears streaming down her face. "I forgive you. But I want you to know that words have power. They can build or destroy. Use your words wisely from now on." Okonkwo sobbed, holding her hand. "Thank you, my daughter. You have taught me the greatest lesson of my life." From that day on, Okonkwo and Oma began to rebuild their relationship. He returned to the village and told everyone about the remarkable woman his daughter had become. Oma visited often, bringing her new family, the Olus, to meet her parents. As the village gathered to hear their story, Okonkwo stood and said, "This tale is a lesson for all of us. Words can shape destinies. Let us speak life and love into our children's lives." And so, Oma's journey became a tale told around village fires, reminding everyone of the power of forgiveness, love, and the unyielding strength of a mother's prayers.
The end. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, kindly share your thoughts by commenting, support me with the super thanks, like and subscribe. See you in my next video.